Hello, everyone. I am talking today to ChaChanna Simpson. Hey, ChaChanna, how are you?
Hey there, I'm doing stellar. Thank you for having me here.
Oh, yeah, I'm so happy to have you on the show because we connected on Instagram a few months ago. And we are gearing up for the season finale of Bodies of Stories. It's the seventh show on July 12th. Sunday of next week. So I wanted to talk to you about what got you into personal storytelling. And I also know, and everyone should know, that you are a professional storyteller, which is a thing. Not everyone knows that. So first of all, you are in Norwalk, Connecticut.
Correct.
Which is about like 1 hour drive from New York City,
Yeah,
northeast.
45 minutes to an hour.
Yeah. And how is the storytelling community over there?
The storytelling community in New York City is amazing. You could go and hear a story, well, before the pandemic, you could go into hear a story pretty much every day of the week. In Connecticut, where I am, it's starting to really pick up, and there are more shows like in the town that I'm in, and a couple like in Hartford and around Westchester County, which is in New York, which is not too far. It's really starting to pick up in the area, and I'm really excited about that.
Nice. So can you tell us the first time you went on stage to tell a personal story, like why? Why did you do it?
So when I got into storytelling, it just seemed like it's something fun to do. And I also have done professional speaking in general. So being on a stage it's not abnormal to me. But going to tell a story, I had a mentor who helped me, and she listened to me and helped me build the story. And by the time I got on the stage, I was still nervous, but I was prepared. And the reason why I wanted to do it is because one, it just seemed like a lot of fun. And two, it was a story that I felt like everybody could connect with. And one of the things that I like about storytelling is when the storyteller's telling their story, and then you're listening, and you're going on their journey with them. And whether it's like a high or low, you're on the edge of your seat, like, oh my gosh, it's like a movie, but it's real life. And you're just in that moment with them, and for that moment you guys are together and you're going on the same journey, and it just, there's no separation, and we're all in this together, and I just love that feeling with it.
Yeah. So how long ago was that your first time?
5 years ago was the first time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. And I also know that because you sent me your bio, you are a writer of flash fiction.
Yes.
And I have to say, I had to Google it. I was not familiar with it. Can you tell other people who might not know it what it is?
Awesome. So flash fiction is short fiction. So it's a story that's usually under 1,000 words. So you have to have a beginning, a middle, and an end, and get your point across and bring that reader into that story in 1,000 words, and then done.
Yeah. And so what kind of outlets are there for flash fiction?
Oh, there are lots of outlets. There are places online, and like more people are reading flash fiction because it's shorter, and attention spans with people. So it's just nice to get that quick story in and out.
Okay, cool. All right. So how did you become a professional storyteller?
So I was dipping into telling stories here, telling stories there, and working and building on my craft. And at one point I'm like, you know what? I'm good at this. And it's time for me to really put myself out there and start going for those shows that pay storytellers. And so the first place that I was able to tell a story with was Prose in Westchester. And they groomed me, and so they gave me the confidence, and so then I felt confident enough to go for my first paid storytelling gig, and I haven't looked back since.
Yeah. Did you ever do a solo show? Sorry, a solo storytelling show?
No, but that is something that I do want to do. I have been going to other people's solo shows and looking and taking notes. I don't think I'm there yet, but it is something that I am looking to do in the future.
Yeah. So 2 years ago, I went to Paris. I live in Toronto. I went to Paris to visit my family after a year in Montreal. So we were probably in Paris at the same time. You visited Paris, right?
Yes.
What was your impression of it?
I loved it. Okay, what I loved was the croissants and the hot chocolate. I'm not even gonna lie. That was my favorite.
Yeah.
But everything was so beautiful and serene. There's so much history there, and people were friendly, and I just really loved it, and I cannot wait to go back. There's so much more to see. I was there for a week, and it just wasn't enough time.
Yeah. Oh my God, people were friendly. That's the first time I hear that about people in Paris.
They were friendly to me.
Oh, that's good. I'm glad. Oh, but yeah, cool. So, yeah, I wanted to ask you, have you told stories online before?
I told my first story online Saturday.
Oh, really?
Yes, and that was the first time I'd done it, and it went really well. It was odd because when you're on stage, you know, the audience is there, you can see them, you can work with them, and you hear them. But when you're online, most people are muted, so you don't hear the background noises, and it's like, okay, are they getting this? Did this hit the way I wanted it to hit? So you just power on and hope that everything went well.
Yeah. Could you see the audience though? Like with the gallery view? Or...
Yeah, I did do the gallery view because looking at just myself talking, it was just throwing me. That was just, it just didn't work. And
Yeah.
I had practiced it before with it just reflecting on me, just to practice being in front of the screen, and that just messed me up.
Right. Well, hopefully you will like this new experience, and there are tons of storytelling shows online now, so you get to participate in a lot of them, hopefully, because you have a goal for this year, right?
Yes, my goal is to be on 10 storytelling stages, and now that word stage looks different now, so being on virtual, so I have 6 more stages to get on.
You can do it. You
Yeah.
got this. Okay, I want to finish with a little story. If you can tell us something about your tarot reading practice, because you are a licensed tarot reader, is that right? Or
so I'm certified. Yeah, I'm certified. Yes, certified tarot reader, and it. I've always been interested in tarot, but I've also been interested in a lot of everything in the metaphysical realm. And at first I wanted to do palm readings, you know, reading the lines in your hands. I thought that would be awesome. So I connected with a friend and I was like, you know, let's sit down, let's have lunch, and you could tell me all about it. So we're talking, and she told me that it took her 2 years to learn how to do palmistry. And I was like, that takes too long. What else you got? So she said, how about tarot? And she told me about that. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is it. So that day I went out and I bought my first deck, and it came with a book, and I've been playing with the cards ever since. And that was 8 years ago.
So now you see people like, I don't know, how does that work? They just book a session with you, I guess?
Yeah, they book a session with me virtually online, and we meet on a Zoom call, and they ask the questions, I lay out the cards, and I tell them what I see.
All right, great. Well, I'm so looking forward to people hearing your story. It's on July 12th. It's called Bodies of Stories. It's the season finale after a great season. So thank you so much, and I'll see you then.
Thank you. See you then.
Thank you. Bye.